in my new plan on the goals section, there's a few times it's written, the LAC will help me connect to mainstream services. What does that mean? So I think that this is, my guess is this is going back to some of this real intention of the scheme around the different tiers. Am I correct in that, Carolyn?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say that's the case. So the LAC, your local area coordinator, the intention is that they will assist with the plan reviews, so have that planning meeting, and then the other part of their role is to help you to connect to the services that are around. So mainstream services are services that are open to anybody, everybody. So schools, health, justice, all of those sorts of things.
And community programs, like local community programs.
And we often see, so community is another, so where we see this written, it'll often be connect to either mainstream services, which are those other government departmenty type things.
Right.
Community stuff, which is your local community centre, your yoga classes, whatever else that's out there that again everybody can do, or disability specific providers will be the things that we see written through that, and they are somewhat used interchangeably. So what this often means is that local area coordinator will help you to implement your plan, to get it started as part of how you go. I've got to say, in 8 years, I've not seen that happen successfully very many times, which is, and that's partly, I guess, how the scheme was to now. So while we were trying to get everybody in, so across from the state-based things into the NDIS, there really wasn't a lot of capacity for that. But everyone's been rolled across to the NDIS about a year now. So we should be seeing more of this where the LACs can start to implement plans. And I can't see that in the areas that we have a lot of presence, that's necessarily been the case. You can go back to the LAC. So they're the people who did your planning meeting. Literally ask them. It says here that you're going to help me to do this and I don't know how to do it. Can you assist me to do that? The other side that we see is a lot of people have this written, they get to the end of their plan, they still have funding left over. Don't be afraid to go, the LAC was supposed to do this and it didn't, and that's part of the reason why I haven't used all my funding. I actually haven't been able to connect with all of the services and the supports that I do. So
which brings that phrase to life, doesn't it? Rather than just letting it sit in a plan and be dormant and not, meaningless, but actually sort of poke it and prod it a bit and see what happens. And
it doesn't avoid. So the question that we had earlier, where they've put the call into the LAC and hadn't heard back, again, something that we also hear quite a lot. Again, just documenting, rang them on this date, sent an email, nothing happened. Happened. That again, part of your evidence for. I haven't used all of my funding because they were supposed to do this and it happened. So,
And I remember doing that with the Times, showing the evidence, the times that I reach out to the state-based caring organisations and what support and services and advice I received and how I utilised that. And then we reached the end of that mainstream service. So that was, well, first of all, I was able to receive some mainstream support, which was excellent. And then also show the evidence about where it sort of sits within the NDIS responsibility to fund from that point forward.